Naughty mess, cocky fresh, Givenchy dress, rock necklaces, yeah, yeah, Bama.
We are good. All right, so we're here with the Power of Four. We're talking tonight about branding, about being empowered, defining yourself, defining your brand, and we have Monae Everett. We're going to get into who she is and what she does. But first off, I just want to introduce myself for those of you who do not know. My name is Azizah Nubia. I'm the editor-in-chief of Natural Woman magazine. I'm also an ordained reverend. I'm the owner of Natural Body, Natural Herb company, owner of AZ Media. I am an author of 2 books. My 3rd one comes out next week. I am a energy healer, crystal reader, all that goodness. And my ultimate goal is to help women feel empowered to live their best life. And the inspiration I get from that is just me doing it myself and being able to say like, yo, this really helps. And so me and Asha Chanel, we got together to create the Brains and Beauty Academy because we want to get women, we want to start giving this information out, helping women, building women together, creating platforms, creating groups of women coming together, building each other up instead of being enemies and trying to break each other down and passing it back. And so the way we manifested and created something like that was through Brains and Beauty Academy. And so I'm just super happy. We're trying this webinar out. We've been doing this for a while. And I'm just excited. So I'm gonna let Chanel introduce herself and then we will introduce Monae and then we will get into just our topics for tonight. I'm going to be sharing some stuff while Chanel's introducing herself.
Okay. That's how much time should I give you?
No, you good. Just whatever you're ready.
All right. So I'm Asha Chanel. I am a certified life and health coach, life, health, and spirituality coach. And we came together with Brains and Beauty Academy. I started with Natural Woman magazine as a makeup artist, and I still am the executive beauty director of Natural Woman magazine. So we decided to bring all of our talents and skills together to, just to combine some empowerment for women. So we came up with the Brains and Beauty Academy, and we're really excited to have Monae on tonight. She is a celebrity stylist, and she's going to discuss some things about branding and the beauty business. So I'm interested to know, as well as being in the beauty industry too. So this is like really good information for all women that are in this industry tonight, that can get to have some real good feedback from an actual like person that's in the scenes like right now with things going on. So that's
that's it.
I went off, but I'm Asha Chanel. And anyway, so yeah, we're just happy to have the Brains and Beauty Academy. This is our first. We've done this before with the Power of Four, but this is the first time we're actually going live with the information that we're spreading out with different outlets. So we're just excited to have this started tonight.
Awesome. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, let's introduce Miss Monae Everett and let's get into all this wonderfulness she is doing. So Monae, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started and what you do.
Hey everyone, I am Monae Everett. I am blessed to be a celebrity and editorial hairstylist. I've been at this a little under 20 years. I relocated to New York about 7 years ago and learned to expand within the beauty industry. So now, as I mentioned, I work mainly with celebrities and editorials and red carpets. I released my first book, Stunning Braids, just a couple of years ago. I'm also a content creator. I work with Hyper, Yahoo, Beauty Industry Report, quite a few different places. I enjoy creating tutorials. My main focus is I love to make women look good because generally that makes them feel better. Oh, and lastly, for my professionals out there, I also launched the Monet Life Academy.
Yes.
Within the Monet Life Academy, you can take courses online geared towards beauty professionals.
Awesome.
Awesome. So, Monet, I met you in Minnesota for the Natural Hair Care Expo. And I'm going to have it on you because she just looks so gorgeous. And I was just so it was really good. I love the information you talked about. Your energy was so good. And I was just so shocked to hear some of the amazing things you have done so far. Like, you're talking about being on movie sets, working with celebrities. What led you down this path?
You know, I have always been very competitive. And when I was in high school, people would say, I always had opinions on how celebrities looked. And people would say, if you can't do better, you shouldn't say anything. And I was like, I really think I can do better. I think given the opportunity, I could really make these women look amazing. So I thought, well, okay, I'll go to cosmetology. I went my senior year in high school, freshman year in college. And I'll go and I'll be able to do hair and stuff while I'm in college. And I ended up falling so in love with the beauty industry that when I graduated, I just gave my mother the diplomas. I was like, they'll come back in handy. I went to school for communications, PR, and sociology. So trust me, it comes in handy every single day. Communications, what we're doing now, communicating and broadcasting. And it's really helped me with my YouTube channel, my online academy, being able to speak to people. Communications and sociology is understanding groups of people has really shaped who I am, and I'm able to better relate to different groups of people. I am blessed that I work with a large amount of women, overwhelmingly, but I can work with any type of woman or man, regardless of where you come from. I can always find something to connect. A lot of times, sociology has taught me how to look for deeper cues about the person I'm dealing with. And people don't realize how beauty is so entrenched in politics and social justice and how a person feels about themselves. A lot of people make the mistake of thinking I just get up there and brush somebody's hair and send them on their way. No, I have clients that send political messages, which are don't straighten out my kinks, don't contour my nose. I have clients who don't want to look anything like themselves because maybe they were told they don't look, this way or that way. It's amazing how important politics are involved in beauty. Another thing a lot of people don't realize is that most beauty is run by white men. On the print side, the editorials, the magazines, the runways and stuff like that, most of that's run by gay white men. And on the film and production side, the movies, the TV shows, the videos, things of that sort, that's run by straight white men. So it's very seldom that you see women in positions of power, let alone women of color or Black women really running the show. That's why Ava DuVernay, getting her production deal, that trickles down to everyone. That's why things like that are such a big deal, because it helps to create a place for women that look like you and I.
Yep, because once you let us in, we're going to open the door up for others.
We kicking that door down. And before we get into branding, I feel like big teacups are now part of my brand.
Actually, you made me want a cup of tea.
Me too. Like, I should have one right now. I should have a big teacup.
I can't function without my big cup of tea. Y'all would be like, Monet, are you okay? Yeah.
This is normal.
I'm trying to reach, and I promise you, the only thing in here is tea, lemon, and honey. Okay. Need it. It's like my blankie.
That is what's up. Well, you go on and sip your tea. And I hope everybody else tuning in, you got some teas, your tea, you got a little snack, you got a pen and paper, because I know we're going to talk about some good information that may be beneficial to you. So you touched on a lot of topics. So I'm going to ask this question, and then I'm going to let Asha ask the next one. you would have witnessed the transition from just the perm to the natural hair, women's empowerment field. Has that been good for you with business or not? Like, how has that affected you from the stylist standpoint?
It affected me quite a few different ways. I am one of five. So there's 4 girls in my family and my mom. And we started hearing about this early 2000s. But now natural hair is about eating healthy, knowing what's in your body. We know about the chemicals and relaxers and things of that nature. We stopped relaxing our hair, myself and my mom, probably 2002, no later than 2003, because we have really fine textured hair and our hair could not take a relaxer. So I would press my hair out all the time. It was like I had clients. I was already taking clients that I could make look amazing, and my hair didn't look as good. So I didn't feel so good about myself. My mom had very fine hair, and she went the lock method. So then over time, things changed for why people would go natural. And I actually had to, so I first cut all my hair off. Then I had to big chop again because I learned putting a ton of heat on your hair is basically like relaxing. It's basically thermal permanent changes. So I had to reset all over again. And I was really excited when the industry began to catch up with it because I always use Joan from Girlfriends, Tracy Ellis Ross as the example. Before that, I'm sure there were tons of women, but nobody struck me and the people I knew like Joan. I grew up in the DC area. Joan was fine. You hear me? Not only was Joan fine, but she had big, untamed hair and an amazing professional job. So I started in the DC area. Everybody worked professional jobs or they were in the military. And we had this vision of untamed natural hair you can't do anything with. So you saw her big, luscious locks and are like, well, you telling me if I cut all my hair off, I can get there? Well, most of us were sadly mistaken. We couldn't get there, but it was worth the try. And then, time slowly changed and everybody became more cognizant of, Black women have the highest rate of fibroids in the entire world. And the only thing proven to get fibroids is sodium hydroxide, which is the main ingredient in relaxer. So I started having women dealing with health issues and realizing like, oh, okay, so maybe this chemical isn't for me. Or, extensions became huge and they wanted to kind of protect their hair. Or a lot of women were saying because cameras were changing, now they could see like, hold on, I don't have a hairline. Back in the day, women didn't have hairlines either, but the camera didn't show it. So now women are very cognizant of it. Like, oh, okay, do I have control over this? They're asking about different types of alopecia, which is hair loss. So are you saying I can get alopecia from relaxers? I can get alopecia from only relaxing the leave out. I can get tension alopecia from having my hair ripped on too hard. You're saying I can have hair loss because I'm poisoning my body with the foods I ingest. And they're coming to me and they're saying, wow, Monet, I've never gone to another hairstylist that can speak to these concerns and help me find a way to look amazing without the chemical.
Okay.
And, celebrities are always a leap year ahead. So when I started really getting into celebrities, most of them had known that, they're rich. They found out ahead of time. So they were requiring me to make them look like they had relaxers when they didn't.
So would you say the majority of the celebrities you have worked for, they most of the sisters are rocking their natural? They just got the wigs and...
In my 17 years, I literally only remember giving one celebrity relaxer.
Well, that's good.
We're going to say maybe 5. I literally only remember one.
Wow.
I don't know. I just, like you said, I came right in that transition time where folks were not doing it, or if they were doing it, because we didn't know any better, we were like, I'm only going to do it sometimes, like once a year or twice a year, not realizing that that's causing more damage. Either you're going to do it and do it right, or you're not going to do it at all.
Right.
And I'm not anti-relaxer. I am all about, in 2018, we have so many resources.
Right.
Find out what's going to make you feel good and stick with that. Just do it properly to avoid issues.
All right. Well, no, Chanel, you have a question.
Yes, because it was interesting. She tapped on fibroid issues, but I know that fibroid issues came out a little bit later, or it was recognized later as being a connection with relaxers in Black women's hair. So, and when you think about all the women that suffered self-esteem issues because their hair was shorter, they didn't have any edges or things like that, and we were always told that, well, Black women just can't grow long hair. That's just not a part of, what y'all can't do it. So what do you suggest women do who are at the beginning stages of transitioning from relaxers to going natural?
Well, yeah, you're right that we were always taught that lie that we can't grow hair. Well, God did not bless me with a full head of hair, and I am very honest. So this is like a partial wig, but He gave me length. So the crazy thing is, this is my length of my hair. And so do not think Black women can't grow hair. Look how long Azizah's locks are. And then, we're so beautiful that we can decide to shave it all off and look amazing. So don't fall for that. You generally can achieve whatever you want if you treat your hair well, eat well, and things of that sort. Keep it healthy. If you decide that you want to go natural, there's a plethora of different ways to do it. The way that I recommend it for healing yourself from inside and out, I say shave that thing off. I cut my hair down about this short, and it was a transformation. Yeah. I'm not going to say, oh, it was easy. Like that new movie that just came out with Sanaa Lathan, Napoli, Never After. Maybe you don't have to get on a drug mender and shave it all off. But, cut that hair off. See yourself. See who you really are. See, do you need that hair, or were you conditioned that you're not good enough without long hair? You get what I'm saying? So that's one way. Another way, if you're not there for that, depending on where you are in your life or climate, it might be cold, try protective styles like weaves or braids or wigs or something like that. You can cut the relaxer off or choose not to, but it will go way faster if you cut it off. Braid your hair down and do some type of method of extension, whether it's a braids or wigs. Your hair will be nice and protected underneath and grow out healthier. And you'll be shocked at how quickly it grows because you get a protective style. You keep it in about 6 weeks. I did not say 2 months. I certainly did not say 3 months. You keep it in about 6 weeks. You don't want anything in your hair longer than 6 weeks in terms of hair health. Moisturizing your scalp, shampooing in between. If you get if you get a weave, you can still shampoo your hair with the weave in. You're still needing to shampoo no less than every 10 days, okay? It's just about drying it. Braids, you can shampoo with them in. You just be careful about how you do it. I'm going to say it again. You don't want to leave anything in your hair longer than 6 weeks because you're creating and introducing new bacteria and germs into your hair and scalp that can cause more damage if you don't. A lot of women really try to hold on to it. They think that they're saving money, but it can be done. You can wash your hair with weave and stuff in it. So don't think about saving money at the risk of hurting yourself, hurting your hair, hurting your scalp.
Powerful. So getting back to branding. So with this new era of reality television, social media, everybody's a makeup artist, everybody's a stylist. It feels like the industry is very, very saturated. How have you been able to stay ahead of the curve, and what are some things that you did just to help, secure your brand?
Wow. If you guys are in Minnesota talking about the industry is saturated, imagine what it's like in New York City.
Right.
I think I got in early enough and I really focused on education.
Okay.
I was one of the earlier ones to get on social media, but not at the rate of the younger people coming out in the industry. And my personal opinion is that the younger generation focused on social media and entertaining, and I focused on education, making my clients happy, and being in the background. So that makes people want to be around you more. If everything is for show and for entertainment, they can't trust you. It's no different than meeting a friend at school and she got to tell everybody what you guys do. You're not going to trust her. And also, if you're always on social media, you're always fronting and profiling, When are you taking your extra education to make sure that you're able to properly service your clients? A lot of people in social media, not all, but many, have decided that they can be self-taught because you have people on YouTube and Instagram. Like, I have stuff on YouTube. I have almost 200 videos at Monet Artistry, free plug, where I'm giving away a lot of stuff. You can't make a career on anybody's free information. You have to invest in yourself, take classes, and give repetition. When people are self-taught, they can only teach themselves but so much, and generally they keep avoiding the areas that they don't know. So being someone who can do an amazing job doing your own hair and makeup doesn't qualify you to handle the challenges of someone else's. Because, you know, if I just know how to do myself, then maybe I can get Azizah as a client and be able to do her because she's close enough. But what happens when I get Viola Davis? What happens when I get Lily Mar Hernandez, Mariah Carey?
Okay, so
you get what I'm saying? That makes you an enthusiast when you're able to do yourself a lot. And you know, it's nothing wrong with a great hobby. That is an expensive hobby, hair and makeup, but there's nothing wrong with that. And you know, there's no reason to say that you're a professional and you know get out here and ruin people's wedding days and proms and stuff because you claim hair. Practice.
Right.
Like I said, how do I make myself stand out? Education and using social media as a tool to promote my happy clients, not just myself. I get carried away, y'all. Let me know if I'm talking.
You're fine.
No, that was some good information. So basically you're saying that in order to stand out in this saturated industry is you got to invest in yourself. So it kind of goes back to like you are your own competition.
Absolutely. And you compete with yourself so much. If you're focusing on other people, good luck. I mean, you're competing with yourself because I don't know, I'm going to be basic and say you're being asked to do a 45-minute hairstyle and they gave you an hour. You're over the moon about this hairstyle. Except now your client is 30 minutes late and you got to do hair, makeup, wardrobe, and fitting and be out of that room now in 30 minutes. When you get to a level in your career, you're competing with yourself so bad. You're competing with, can I stand on one toe and balance my other leg on this desk while I'm doing her hair because she decided she want to sit like this the whole time because she's tired. She's had 2 hours of sleep. It doesn't matter the start time, the end time stays the same. Every day is a competition.
Wow.
You know?
Okay. And then another key point you said, it ain't all for show. So a lot of people talk about brands and I guess that's the kind of ego thing we kind of do. I can see I do that sometimes with my stuff too. We promote ourselves, but you really got to you let your work speak for itself, basically. Yeah. What you're trying to say.
I'm in the generation right in between. The generation above me would never promote themselves. They would only show their work. And the generation below feel like make people want to be you, make it all about you. I'm right in between. That's probably why I don't have millions of followers. You know, I'm going to show you majority my work and majority my happy clients. Like my I don't know, my heart won't let me make it all about me because the thing that people don't want to hear is we provide a service. That makes us servant providers. I mean, that makes us service providers. And another way to say service provider is servant. You are a servant. You are not the celebrity. And you will be reminded when you're with them. Every now and again, they let you tag along, but it ain't never about you. So you can make your social media fans think that it's about you. That is not accurate. Any hair and makeup artist that works with celebrities and high-end making you feel like it's all about them is lying to you. There are a few younger generation influencers who have been able to sell themselves as a personality, but that's very different from them having a high-end clientele.
So how do you get high-end clientele? I know there's a lot of women's, or not just women, just professionals in the industry, their thing. How do I get to be the makeup artist or stylist for Cardi B or something like that?
So in my class, I just did, so you want to be an editorial hairstylist, and I use editorial as a catch-all for work on magazines, work with celebrities, high-end events. You're going to want to start getting yourself featured in the media. You're going to want to reach out to people and let them know what you can do. If you're in a salon, you want to make your everyday client feel like so much of a celebrity. People know everybody. There's only 6 degrees of separation in this world. Somebody in your chair knows the type of celebrities that you want to work with. You make them feel like that, and they'll refer you. People feel really good referring you. So now with social media, you put out amazing work of everyday people. You work those right tags, people will see you. But you want to invest. There's only a few people out here teaching how to get into that industry. You want to invest, and you want to get into it. I'm telling you, free information is free enough for you to hang yourself with. It will not help you get to the right area. And whether I had a class or not, I would tell you that. I was taking classes to learn this stuff in probably 2003, 2004.
Okay.
The information does not exist for free. And you think just tagging Cardi B is going to get you there, and it's not. But I think you used a great example of Cardi B, who I like. And I hate that we're using her name, but everybody knows her.
Right.
Is Cardi B the client that you really want? The long-term client? You know, I'm not being funny, but it's kind of like she and a few other people look for their artists solely on social media. And from what I've seen and the way the industry is turning, very few people are traveling. They're getting a new artist in every city. So what I see certain celebrities like Cardi B doing is they look for an artist with a really big following. Most of the time they are influencers. It's very difficult to find real working hair and makeup artists with a huge, millions of followers. You get there. If things go well, she's using you for your social media influence. Will give you a mention and maybe $100 or $200 if you get that. If. A lot of times that's working for free while, like she says, she's cashing $1 million checks. If it goes bad, you better know before you hit the lobby, she is telling everybody within earshot.
Right. And that's going to be
the client that you want. Cardi B, one day she's the hottest. Everybody loves her. The next day, you don't know if she's going to explode. When you deal with anyone like that, celebrity or not, do you want to be holding on to the explosion when it happens? So I love me some Cardi. I'm a rock to her. But when she was looking for an artist, multiple people tagged me, and I was like, you know what? I appreciate that, but I'm going to wish you guys luck.
Like I ain't have it. Because it was one, I think it was a makeup artist who came out against Cardi B.
Yes,
let me put my spoon down and drink this tea. I'm not even...
just that's right. Just recently it was something about Cardi not liking her makeup. And Cardi went on social media and said that. So, and that could be really
multiple times.
Yeah. And she has a current makeup artist now who I follow on social media, but that could be very detrimental to a person who could have like really good skills, been really good, for years and years, been in the industry, and all of a sudden, bam, just that one incident where just one person didn't like. Maybe it probably wasn't even her art. It could have just been her attitude, or maybe they just didn't mesh well together.
One of the biggest celebrities I had worked with, that everybody knows this person's name, so I won't mention that. Excuse me, I do both hair and makeup, but my focus is heavily hair. And at this booking, for whatever reason, they messed up and accidentally booked me for makeup, but I can do both, no problem. This girl came in 15 minutes before we were supposed to shoot and was feeling sick. We were given a desk area in a room that wasn't very well lit, so we had to bring in lights. It was very tight. Right hand to God. She sat like this on the desk, doubled over the entire time. So if she's like that and I got to do her makeup, where was I?
On the floor, girl.
Yeah, I was on the floor underneath.
I know all about it. Yes.
That's right. You can converse all you want, The bottom line is she got to be done at this time. And you can do all of the back and forth you want, and they will invite you to find an easier to work with client, meaning goodbye. It is what it is. People think that makes you a diva. It does not. You know, these people don't get the option to work when they want to. They got to work through a lot of stuff that if people realize, they would never be able to work through. Getting their hair and makeup and styling done, sometimes it's not this great fun for them anymore. I've heard some people say, so basically what I look like is not good enough and it has to be drastically changed.
Right.
It's a part of their job. So
Right.
women have to get up 3, 4, 5 hours before their day is supposed to start because they have to drastically change themselves. Whereas men, you can look on TV and see them with sheet marks on their face.
And they good.
And no one's going to say anything. Yeah, we groom them and stuff too. But if they're not into it and they skip it, the world is not going to be aghast, you know?
Yeah, that's super powerful. All right, keeping up with time is 9:24. So we have a little fluctuation of audience, and I've been getting a lot of inboxes of people saying, "Oh, will it be recorded?" Blah blah blah. So for everyone that is watching right now, feel free to leave questions in the chat. We will be able to get to your questions here very soon. We're talking with Monae Everett, and we're talking about branding and just getting her experience as being a stylist, makeup artist, just a guru in the industry, and just getting some advice from her on how you can build your brand. What are some things that you need to look at? So far, she has told us that when it comes to brand building, the number one thing you need to do is invest in yourself, investing in your brand. That's number one. The second thing is, you pointed out, don't make it all about yourself, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has to be, it has to have and you know what, that's a very true statement, because sometimes, well, not even sometimes, a lot of people, when you want people to love your brand and to love the things that you do, you have to make them feel just as important as you. Like, sometimes don't want to hear all about you. They want to hear about what you can do for them.
That's basically all people ever want to hear about, is what you can do for them. Think about how busy and complicated our individual lives are. Most of us, I said us, are barely holding on by a thread. And a lot of people fluctuate daily between really doing great and a series of overwhelm. They can't take your stuff on too. So what can you do for them to make them want to be a part of your circle?
Awesome. So, and another thing, you talked about your, how to get a clientele, A-list clientele. You said it's all about word of mouth. So that's one thing you guys got to understand. In the age of social media and all the technology we have gone through, word of mouth is still the most powerful recommendation. And, a lot of times it is word of mouth a lot of times. So it's always treating that one person or that person you're working with the best type of treatment you can, because you never know who they know.
You are so right. I mean, social media, I can post and say I did super A-list celebrity. But I can lie. It doesn't have to be true, or I can embellish about the experience. But if super A-list celebrity picks up the phone and calls her super A-list celebrity friend, they're going to book me. Just like you and I, we got an event tomorrow. Oh my God, I got caught in the rain. I need somewhere to go. And I'm in this city. I don't know where to go. I'm going to call my friend. I'm in Minnesota. I'm going to call you guys. Who can hook me up, hook up my nails, hook up my hair, or whatever. They're friends just like, you are with your girlfriends, and they're going to refer someone. You want to be that person that they refer.
Right. So you mentioned Minnesota. We are in Ohio.
You like how I decided to live in Minnesota?
We met in Minnesota at the expo, but I was there for the expo. I live in Ohio.
Yeah, we're from Ohio. Well, we live in Ohio.
Yeah, I will look up some stuff and go with it.
Right. I know. Right. It is all good. Yeah, okay. So all right, so we're at that 15-minute mark for the Power of Four. We did have a commercial break plan, but like I said before, guys, we were having some sound interference with all my computers running right now. And so I'm going to tweak that up as soon as we get finished so we can have the commercial breaks tomorrow, because this is the Power of Four. This is day 1. We have 3 more nights where we are sitting down, talking to experts, picking their brain, getting some guidance, because one thing I know when it comes to building your brand and living out your goals and your dreams, a lot of people want to do things themselves, but you got to look up to the people who are doing it. You know how? And so, Monet, tell us a little bit about that mentorship, your network. How important is that to building a brand?
I think Misty Copeland best describes the importance of mentorship. I think a lot of people, specifically people of color, think mentorship is more than it is. Mentorship, they believe mentorship is someone that helps you to explain things, to get you jobs, to take you here doing it. Mentorship is someone you can talk to. Sponsorship is someone who can get some money in your pocket, who can introduce you to the right people. Misty Copeland was very upfront about the different roles people play in her life. Misty Copeland, ballerina, she, has kicked down so many doors. And she was very clear that she had a sponsor who was a banker who knew very little about ballet, but thought she was so amazing. He held her hand and walked her into doors and introduced her to the people to make those moves.
Wow.
That's still word of mouth. Those were still people who took his word as importance. He knew the movers and shakers. A mentor could very easily be your competition. If you start in the industry 3 years or 5 years, that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. So a mentor is not going to be your be-all, save-all. And a lot of people put a lot of emphasis on, I need a mentor, I need a mentor. You need a mentor to help you from falling apart and a little advice here and there. A mentor could have the best of intentions, but they can't propel your career. A mentor is a step or two different from a family member that you trust, that you can really talk to about things, but a lot of family members aren't in your industry unless you're very lucky. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? So you want to learn how to find people in different parts of the industry so that they can do different things for you. There's no other way to say it. You're going to have to do that. I have the open hand policy. If you want somebody to put something in your hand, you gotta be free, willing to let things come out of your hand and help other people. It's a two-way street. So don't confuse yourself and what you're looking at. And the reason that I'm speaking so much about sponsorship and mentorship and things of that nature, I might have just forgot what I was getting ready to say.
They say you got to start snapping, and it comes back to you. Snap, snap, snap.
All of these things are super important, and they are going to be what gets you to the next level. Learning who can do what for you and what you can do for other people. This is an industry where you have no idea what you don't know about this industry. And people are not bending over backwards to tell you. It is hard to make it. Also, there are no books telling you how to do it. No one's journey is the same, but also from generation to generation, like every 5 years, the experience is so uniquely different. Excuse me, people can't do that for you. So it's always going to be about word of mouth. It's always going to be about the relationships that you build. I mean, I have built relationships with people, like got along well with them, and they've hit me up 3 years later because they said, well, I knew I didn't have money to pay you. I didn't want to offer you $50. But who knows? You might need that job in 3 years when they call.
Wow. That is some really good stuff. I hope you guys are enjoying this information. She's giving y'all real deal stuff. You can't get this stuff, like she said, in no textbook, no school. You're getting real life industry experience, and sometimes, you need that to help you when it comes to building brands. Chanel, did you have any questions for Monet?
Yeah, you talked a
Chanel.
Hey.
Come on, what's your question? Come on, boy, what you got for me?
Well, I know you had talked a little bit about your what you offer with your editorial. And then we also talked about working with celebrities and learning how to work under pressure. Can you tell us a little bit about what people are going to learn about, going to your editorials and actually, shadowing under you?
So the Monet Life Academy, I offered a few different classes. The latest one was So You Want to Be an Editorial Hairstylist. And in that, I talked about how to prepare for an editorial, how to shop your work, how to collaborate with other professionals, how to promote yourself, mainly how to put an editorial story together. Most people think, oh, I did a good hairstyle, let me take a picture. No, an editorial tells a story, and there's generally 6 to 8 photos in it. So how do you know how to change the hair? If you have 8 hours, your day is 8 hours. There are 6 to 8 changes. That's hair, makeup, wardrobe, photography, backup, breakfast and lunchtime included. How many looks can you give them in that time? How do you know when something requested of you is possible and not possible? Have you become a man or woman of your word where no matter what you say, you're going to deliver? These things are really important. And I always point out this industry is so extraordinarily vast. It's like you can only take in a little bit at a time. So you learn a little here, and then you grow and you learn from there. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't know, you might do a red carpet. Believe it or not, it's easier to become a red carpet stylist than it is to become an editorial stylist, for the reason that photos are a moment in time that will be scrutinized. Think about when you get an image, a magazine, and it's just a headshot. Do you know what a top tier artist you have to be to get a full page headshot? When you look at that magazine and you're not an artist, people open that picture up and they scrutinize every eyelash, every dimple, the lining and stuff. You got to be the A-level artist, whereas you can get a little red carpet work at the C or D level. But a lot of people didn't even know that there are clear levels to the artistry. Clear levels. Awesome. So I teach the things that I wish someone had taught me. My last class was So You Want to Be an On-Set Hairstylist, and I broke down the 4 different textures of hair. There's only 4 textures. It has nothing to do with race. Straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, and coily or natural hair. And I show all of the different ways to style it, what products and tools to rely on. Most people really like the classes. After that, I invite you to join me in a private Facebook group where you can come to me with any questions or concern, and I offer a bit of mentorship. A few of them I decided to sponsor with a few jobs here and there. But I really want to walk it like I talk it. We always want to support Black women and help them in their growth. And in order for me to continue to say those things are important to me, I do help. But my students by far are not Black, and I want to see more Black women because we're amazing at everything we do. We lead in everything. We absolutely lead. But encourage yourself, try new things, go to the next level. I have non-Black women who they are at class, they're on time, asking questions, following up, whereas a lot of Black women, just speaking candidly, are far more reserved and nervous about, well, how's it going to sound if I ask this question? Is she going to think I'm dumb? No. If you invest in my class, I am here to help you. You better get your questions answered. Where else are you going to go to get your questions answered? And you see someone living that life with measurable outcomes. This is not one of those situations where those who can't do teach. I'm teaching because I want us to win.
Wow. Okay, so we're at that fun part of the Power 4 where you get to talk about, you already talked about your classes and the things you got going on. Let us know, where can we find you? What events you're going to be at? What you got going on? When's the next classes? How can we sign up? How much they are? Let us know where we can find that information.
So the first thing you want to do is head over to the MonetLife.com, and you can see all of the classes. All of them are available for you to watch live. So the original classes were live, but you can replay these at any point from the comfort of your own home, from your phone, from your computer, and they're at the MonetLife.com. If you decide to take part in any of the classes, you're still entered into the Facebook for tons of bonus materials from industry veterans like editorial hairstylists, editorial photographers, industry decision makers. So head on over to the Monet Life. I'm going to be at the Natural Hair Convention. I'm teaching classes on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday. What is that, the 11th?
Mm-hmm.
In Atlanta, Georgia. So come on out to the Natural Hair Convention. There will be demos, step-by-step, answering questions. It's going to be a great convention. You can follow me on Instagram at Monae Artistry. So hit that follow button and subscribe. My YouTube channel under Monae Artistry as well. Almost 200 videos, some step-by-step, some runway coverage, a lot of behind the scenes, some question and answers, you know. When I'm able to get people to go and check it out, they're always like, how did you put all of this information for free? Always remember, free is only going to give you just this much. It's not going to be enough for you to simply change your career. It's going to be enough for you to make slight adjustments. Come on through, pivot a little bit. A lot of people, maybe they don't want to do editorials and celebrities only. That's fine. But I remember being featured in a little newspaper when I managed a salon on Capitol Hill in D.C. I was booked up for 4 months just from that feature. Tippy Shorter talked about being featured in Essence. She was booked up for 6 months. So don't think that just because you don't want to work with celebrities, there's no reason to do photo shoots. You always want to have photo stories of your work. Understand that the world are not hairstylists, so they're not looking at every detail. They're looking to see, can you tell a story? They may not articulate to you that that's what they want, but your clients are looking at a photo spread. Oh, you can do this, you can do that. They're not conscious of one-offs. To them, that's nice. Next, a photo story, 4, 6 images, 8 images in a row. They are impressed. Wow, look at the clothes, look at the lighting, look at that hair. Oh, the makeup. Oh, you worked on this? Yeah. And then they want to come in and work with you. To have your work featured in major publications or mentioned for your salon can completely change your career.
Awesome. So, I got 2 more questions and then we're going to let you go. The first question is...
Girl, I talk. Just keep on talking. Y'all got me here.
Right.
The first question is, I saw on your social media, you got the style Jada Pinkett Smith's hair for Red Table Talk?
I did.
Okay.
So, not for Red Table Talk, but for the press. So we did about 2 days, I want to say 60 interviews or so in 2 days. So I styled her hair for that, as well as her mother, who's a part of the Red Table Talk, Adrian. And it was awesome. It was nice to do some short hair, and, you know, the conversation between the ladies were different. These are some things that a lot of stylists don't take into account. They think, I'm just going to be me, and they're going to like it. No, they're paying you to service them. So you're going to go in and you're going to talk about whatever makes them happy and learn how to communicate and give them styles that make them feel great individually.
Well, that is super cool. I wanted to add that in there. Because I said, oh, look at her doing her thing.
I know, that was good stuff, because we watched that, and I love watching Jada, and I love her hair because I'm a short hair girl.
Yeah.
So to see, you know, people actually specializing in that, and then her mom too, you know, you were able to do them both.
Yep.
And now you had time constraint on that as well?
There is always a time constraint. And the reason for that is, like I said, they have to wake up hours ahead of time. Imagine every single day having to wake up hours ahead. It's simply not fun. But there's also people, so we're not speaking specific to Jada and her mom, we're speaking industry-wise. There's also people you have to pay for their time, your assistant, your driver, your PR person. So everybody needs to work in a tight time constraint, because whatever your rate is, everybody else has a rate as well.
Okay.
So they're not just thinking about paying you, they're thinking about all of that. And I tell people, you know, you want to be in this industry, if they're waking up 3 hours before their day starts, you're waking up 5 to 6 hours before their day starts. So, you know, there's a lot. I've been very blessed. I'm not huge on name dropping, but when I do stuff like this for people to understand who I am, I kind of have to say some people I've worked with. I have keyed Taraji P Henson's production debut, which was Seasons of Love on Lifetime. I have worked with Disney girls like Lily Mar Hernandez and Daniela Perkins, Nickelodeon girls. I think those were the Nickelodeon girls, and the Disney girl was Sophia Perkins. I'm sorry, I'm not exactly their age group anymore, but a lot of people know them. Nubia Robinson from That's So Raven, and that was all of them were like in the last month or so outside of Taraji. So I am really blessed. You know, Dre Davis, Mariah Carey, I've worked with. It is a blessing to be able to work with people at that level. God made us all human, but that means that your work is respected at a larger level. You know, and I do have very occasional everyday women clients, and I make them feel just as great as I do, you know, Miss Pinkett Smith or, you know, Skylar Diggins Smith, who I work with all the time as well.
So how do you, like, you at the point now you get these jobs, people just call you up like, we need a stylist, let me call up Monet.
They do that. I do have an agent, but you know, everybody likes to bypass her. So yeah, that's how it's going. But you know, tomorrow that could all change. So you know, nothing is guaranteed. So I continue to compete with myself every day to make sure I'm putting out the best work. I'm pleasant to be around. Even when I'm in a bad mood, I know how to give them privacy when they need it. I learned to read the room. That took me a really long time. I certainly was not this calm person you guys see right now, many years ago. So I have learned a lot about life in this field. You know, we are so blessed. We meet so many people from so many different walks of life in the beauty industry, and to be able to learn something like, you know, if you worked in finance, you meet people who understood finance all the time. Our clients come from everywhere and do everything and like to talk and teach me stuff. And I'm listening. Girl, what you want to talk about? Tell me more.
Right.
And then what happened? Okay.
That sounds super cool. All right. So we like to end interviews by asking you, give us 3 tips of advice you could pass back to the next, I don't like to say the next Monae Everett, but to the generations or people coming up behind you. What could you give back to them to help them be successful?
It's not all about you. No one cares about your excuses. Learn everything you possibly can. It does not matter if you don't believe you can use it. It will come back to you. Pay attention deep and hard. And maybe don't overthink.
Don't overthink. All right. Stay in the moment. Stay present.
Right.
I'm still trying to learn that one. Maybe this Monet ever to get that.
We're all trying. Yeah, I know it, but I forget every day. I got to remind myself.
Every day, right?
Stay present. Stay present. All right. So that concludes our first night of Power of 4. I thank you all for tuning in with us. I know we had some audience come in, come out, come in, come out. But lucky for you guys, the Power of 4 will be recorded. It is being recorded, so we will have the link available. You'll be able to access this. We'll be sending out an email blast tomorrow morning, so people get to see this video. We get to share it, and we get to listen to all of these great tips and information and just all these jewels that Ms. Monae Everett left for us. So Monae, again, give us your socials one more time so we can look you up, start following you, and watching what you do.
Sure, Monae Artistry, and Monae is Monae Artistry, Artistry. The good stuff is on Instagram. The extra education is on YouTube. And if you're an artist and you want to take your career to the next level, head on over to themonetlife.com. And you know, I'm going to be going through these questions. So if y'all have any questions, you know, leave them. I can't wait to see what you guys want to ask.
Awesome. So that is it. We're going to leave. Chanel, do you have any closing words, closing thoughts off of our conversation for today before we end things?
I just want to tell Monae, thank you. I'm very grateful for you to be, you know, participating with us tonight, and you gave a lot of valuable information. I hope that everyone really listened and took heed to what you were saying, and I really feel like you're going to help a lot of women in this industry. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so nice to meet you, Chanel.
Thank you.
All righty. So that concludes our first night of Power of 4. So guys, remember, we are offering free 1 month membership into the Brains and Beauty Academy. This is one of the #1 reasons why we are doing the Power of 4, is to welcome women into this academy where we are learning to elevate our lives in all areas, because we can have it all, but you got to understand you can't do it all by yourself. Like Monet said, you need to invest. Don't think that you could just get away with just doing free stuff. You got to invest in yourself. You got to put that energy, that time, that money, because it's going to pay you back in the end. You're going to love it. So make sure, if you're interested, make sure you subscribe. The fact that you're watching this video right now lets me know that you subscribe. You know where to get more information. We will see you tomorrow night, where our conversation is totally opposite from this. We're going into the spiritual realm. We're going to be talking to the ancestors. We are bringing a psychic medium on, and we're going to just talk and go deeper into spirituality. So I am super excited. This is day 1 of the Power of 4. I am Azizah Nubia. You know where to find me. But until next time, everybody, peace.